because I wanted to make better lifestyle changes. I lost that weight because of my circumstances. For me, I joined Sigma. I had a super desire to be on the step team, the destructive Sigma step team, also shuttle DFNS. And after joining, we ended up stepping all year round, along with numerous strolling and sporting activities. So I had the opportunity to be very, very active. Then I went off to school, and my recreation for school was sports, partying, drinking, and smoking. So my surroundings led me to eat less and be active more. Horrible way to live. And like just not a good way to live and not a good way to lose weight. So once I came back home to the Bahamas, because I never developed any real practices of healthy eating or activity, I shot right back up to 250. And it wasn't until I realized that my health was becoming a real risk as I got older that I started making better choices of dieting and exercise. As mentioned earlier, exercise is one of the treatment and prevention options for obesity. So first, let's start with how does exercise impact weight loss? Weight loss works by the idea of energy intake versus energy expenditure. Energy intake is all the food we consume. Energy expenditure is our basal metabolic rate, or the amount of calories our body needs for basic life-sustaining functions, as well as physical activity. If energy intake exceeds energy expenditure, the body will store the excess calories as fat, hence you'll put on weight. And on the other end, if the energy expenditure exceeds energy intake, the body would use that fat for fuel and you lose some weight. Energy expenditure depends on a number of factors. It's your starting weight, your basal metabolic rate, like I said, that's the amount of calories your body needs for basic life-sustaining functions, as well as physical activity. With physical activity, there are some important variables, including frequency, how often you exercise, intensity, how hard are your exercises, your duration, how long are you going with this exercise, as well as your type of activity, because different types of exercises target different muscles, and larger muscles generate more calorie burning. So by increasing your physical activity while decreasing your calorie intake, you will achieve weight loss over time. Now, with that, persons who are trying to maintain that same amount of exercise, along with that same amount of energy intake, they would enter in what is known as a weight maintenance phase. That's where your energy intake and your energy expenditure within the body equals out. No change in balance, that means no change in weight. So you have a weight loss. If you're trying to lose weight, you reach your desired goals, you must maintain that continual exercise, maintain that consistent energy intake or the consistent diet that you were doing to maintain that weight loss without trying to gain it back. Now, an issue persons run into is after they got those initial body weight, or after they got them with initial losses of body fat, they hit a plateau where they feel like they're still exercising but not losing any more weight. The reason for that is when you decrease in body weight, now this is important. The reason for that is when you decrease in body weight, there's a decrease in the basal metabolic rate. So the total energy expenditure is decreased. So some persons get discouraged and stop exercising, and that only causes the weight to come back and even come back at a faster rate. Or in my case, the change of settings and activities causes it to come back at a faster rate. And that's because at that point, the lower basal metabolic rate, along with the lack of exercise, your energy intake far exceeds your energy expenditure. So how do you break that plateau? So one, you can restrict calories further and further to decrease energy intake, or you can increase the frequency, intensity, or duration of your exercises. For example, if energy intake is what you're trying to do, you can try different types of dieting, which can help you reduce calorie intake from week to week, which I'll touch on dieting later as well. With physical activity, you can add additional time to your workouts. You can go from 45 minutes to an hour and 15 minutes. You could gradually make your workouts a little bit harder by increasing resistance or increasing the weights, or even add days to your workout, go from 3 days to 4 days. But be sure to get proper rest and nutrition.
I look at onion.
In order to practice healthy weight loss, exercise is key.
Fries instead of onion rings.
For me,
they want to fry back, I can send them the bag back.
Go on mute, Kareem. Go on mute, Kareem.
Please.
What the fuck, I unmuted? That's how me talking about health and I ordering Burger King? I know.
I might get someone kick him out the group. Physical activity, where was I? But in order to practice healthy weight loss, exercise is key. For me, when I hit my plateau, I decided to change up my types of exercises I was doing. I moved from doing more resistance training exercises to including more high intensity interval training in order to target more muscle groups, burn more calories within the same workout times. High interval intensity training is just a combination of a lot of different types of exercises that touch all different muscles groups within the same time period. Now, moving on to dieting and nutrition. I keep saying energy intake, but how does that work best? We first must understand that food is a basic necessity of life. It maintains our health and helps us live an active lifestyle. Unhealthy habits like starving yourself, not eating the right way, overeating, not drinking enough water, drinking more carbonated and sugary drinks all the time, eating at improper times throughout the day leads to or unhealthy times throughout the day that leads to developing health problems. So there are a lot of fad diet plans out there geared toward better nutrition and losing weight. You might hear some of these like the keto diet, the Atkins diet, something like intermittent fasting. Diet in this sense refers to a specific intake of certain foods and the amounts of health or weight, the intake of certain foods and the amounts for health or weight management reasons. The keto and Atkins diet basically focuses on low carb, high fat. They differ on some levels, but you remove food like bread, rice, potatoes, pastas, sweet, sugary drinks, but you're allowed to have some more fats and proteins within your diet. Theory is this allows your body to enter the state called ketosis, where you burn fat for fuel, as carbs are not a sufficient source because you're taking in so much less carbs. Now, the Atkins may be a little bit more forgiving with the carb, as it allows you to introduce certain foods over time because it goes through different phases. But both diets are pretty extreme diets, and although they are very, very effective in losing weight, you may run into problems trying to find the right type of food to eat or just maintaining these diets long term with these extreme circumstances putting your body through and just dealing with cravings. Another popular dieting method is intermittent fasting. This is where you cycle your eating patterns between fasting and eating. Unlike starving yourself, which can cause your body to eat away at important tissues like organs and muscles in the body. So person's talking about they going to the gym, but they're trying to get muscles, but they're not eating. So now the body chooses to eat away at the muscles, you lose muscle mass. With fasting, blood glucose levels drop, which leads to a decrease in insulin production, signaling your body to start burning stored energy, burning them carbohydrates. And after some time of fasting, your body runs out of that stored energy and begins to burn that fat. There are a number of different intermittent fast plans out there. So it's important to research in depth and find out which method or intermittent fasting works best for you and your lifestyle. There are some flaws with intermittent fasting, such as what to eat, how much to eat in the given time period that you're allowed to eat, or which method of intermittent fasting works best for you and your time schedules. Also, persons do experience negative side effects from fasting, such as headaches, heartburn. So like the other forms of dieting, it does take work to maintain, and then do your proper research to find which one is right for you. My thoughts on fad dieting, I feel like anything that you can do to take in less calories and remove unhealthy food choices from your meals, I feel will go a long way with your weight loss goals. The combination of exercise and better eating habits on a consistent basis will lead to better mental and physical health. Last thing I wanted to touch on was a well-balanced diet. So we all heard the different food groups, and we saw the food pyramid, but this includes 5 basic food groups. Your carbohydrates, your rice, your wheats, your pastas, your protein, your fish, your beef, your chicken, your milks and milk products, which are high in calcium, your fruits and vegetables, your vitamins, minerals, and fibers. And then you also have fats and oils. Now, a lot of people think fats are not good for you, but fats actually are very essential for the body. They allow the body to absorb stuff like vitamin A, vitamin D, vitamin E, vitamin K. So it's important to get your fats in you as well. So stuff like your avocados, nuts, and seeds. You want to include all of these things in your daily meals and try to take the right amount of calories in based on your height and weight. You can find calorie calculators and charts online, which you can use as a reference to help you maintain your body weight or adjust it for your desired body goals. Now I just want to share some tips on eating healthier. A big thing about eating healthier is you got to learn how to only eat when you're physically hungry. And then tag it on along with exercise. When you work out, your body generates that hunger because your body needs to feed itself. Your muscles or everything are craving for some food. So eat when you're hungry, and when you're full, you got to know when to stop. You got to try to avoid social eating, going out all the time with your friends and going to the different restaurants and just eating because you're out. Got to avoid binge eating, forgetting to eat all day, and then now when you come home, you want to buy everything from Wendy's and just eat everything one time. You want to try to eat at appropriate times to avoid these late night full cravings. You want to try to replace unhealthy snacks with healthier ones like fruits, vegetables, nuts, and seeds. It's important to drink a lot of water because your body is craving water all the time. You want to limit the intake of sugary and carbonated drinks because they do nothing for you. Besides the little small little health benefits, but they really much do nothing for you. You want to drink plenty of water. For me, I had to really reduce my intake of rum and beers. Like, not only has a negative effect with working out, because like I said, when you work out, your muscles crave food, and that's the wrong thing to be feeding it, but as well as it's a lot of high in sugars and bad carbs. You want to limit processed and packaged food. The reason being they have a lot of added sugar, sodium, and unhealthy fats. And lastly, limit your sweets and pastries. Not all calories are the same. It's better you get your calories from natural sources like your fruits than processed breads and sugars. It's not bad to have one cookie, one something maybe a couple of times a week, but you have to understand that you're still dealing with your calorie intake, and you want to take in good calories that your body can use and not calories that your body can store. So lastly, I just want to close with tell you guys what I did through my weight loss journey, and it really touched on everything that I said tonight. So for me, I began to gain weight again. Like I said, after I came back home, I began to gain weight again. I went right back up to 250. I started to get really, really concerned. As I was approaching my 30s, I started to get really, really concerned about my age, health concerns, and obesity is real as the factors in my own family with obesity. I decided to work out 4 days a week for like 2-3 months. I think it was like 2-3 months. It was hard at first, but after a few weeks, it became accustomed to it. It became a routine. I felt so much better energy-wise, and during that time, I feel like I did miss some days, of course, trying to learn the right processes for recovery and rest, but I just tried to stick with it. In terms of my diet, I changed my diet to include less carbs and less fruit, and try to add more fruits and vegetables, chicken and eggs whenever I can, instead of eating fast food or a lot of bread sandwiches like I used to. Tried to add a whole lot of water. I still don't think I do enough water every day, but I tried to add a whole lot of water. And I also tried to get a lot of healthy snacks, put them in my vicinity. So after I work out, because I like to work out in the evening times, after I work out, I'm laying in my bed and I'm hungry late in the night, I have healthier options to grab late in the night. In terms of exercise, I used dumbbells and resistance bands. All these things I'm talking about, you can find these at the Fitness Connection. And I also use a lot of YouTube workout plans. I want to encourage anybody, like if you just need something to get you started, utilize these YouTube fitness channels. These fitness trainers put it out there for you guys because we all want you to have a better, healthier lifestyle. So as I hit my plateau in the second phase of me trying to lose weight, I noticed my weight was getting stagnant. So I decided to switch up my types of workouts. Like I said, I started doing more HIIT exercises. Along with that, I replaced, I was normally doing 3 meals a day. I started to replace one of my meals with a protein shake. Tried to get a little protein shake, add some fruits and vegetables as much as I can to replace that meal. But the whole goal was to bring down my calorie intake. So at this point, now I feel healthier. I feel strong. I feel more rejuvenated. I'm ready for Nassau to open back up so I could get back to Sigma games. I feel like I might get a dunk off on me because I just feel a lot more bouncy. I feel like I felt back in my young 20s. And I have came down on the amount of times I work out. I'm like around 3 times a week now, but I've made it a point to made my workouts more intense in order to build muscle. I'm still trying to build muscle while still burning fat, and while still making healthier choices with my food. I hope that everything, so in closing, I hope that everything I shared was encouraging, it was motivating, and I encourage anyone here that think that they are at risk of obesity to go to the doctor and check for any health concerns. And I encourage you to start today and be intentional about making better and healthier life choices. And my brothers, if you need help, give me a call and we could work together because we all trying to reach this goal because we want to be able to live a long life with our family, our friends, our kids, and with each other. So that was one of my big motivations. I didn't like how I was feeling 2-3 years ago. And I realized that if I want to go into my 40s and my 50s and still have the same type of energy with my child or children at that time, I do want to start making a choice today to have a healthier lifestyle. Thank you guys. That's all I got for you. And if you have any questions, let's go at it right now. Talk to me.
All right, thank you, brother Anwar Smith. We have a few questions. We're going to start with a few questions. I don't know if you can see them. The first question we have for you is, what do you say to someone who claims to not have the time or funds to lose weight and be healthy?
I'll challenge them and look at my own life. I felt like I didn't have the time and funds, and I'd like to tell people I started before COVID. It was me that at the end of the day, it's your motivation. You can find a lot of ways to work out. You can go walking outside, walking for an hour, a brisk walk for an hour goes a long way to your health and fitness goals. Like I mentioned earlier, you have places like YouTube. We could put together all kind of different plans and exercises that you can find. And then at the end of the day, it's on you to make an intentional decision to say, I want to be healthier tomorrow than I am today. So I definitely encourage them to say, look at their motivations on why they want to be healthier, and let that encourage them to find time to make that time.
Brothers, if you have questions, you can also chime in with those that were not written in the chat. So anybody who has a question, feel free to chime in at any time.
Yeah, I have a question. So first of all, very good presentation. I noticed during the presentation you mentioned, plateauing. I know a lot of people have an issue with plateauing. And I think you said that one of the things that you do when you plateau is, continue to exercise. And I know that's kind of easier said than done. But is there anything else that goes along with just more exercise? And I think you mentioned dieting as well. But can you expand on that a little bit more for me, please?
Definitely, I can touch on that. So when you want to definitely say continue exercising, but like I was saying earlier, you want to switch up your exercises. You want to maybe increase your intensity. You want to increase your duration. Maybe you want to change the types of exercises you're doing. So for example, for me, I did a lot of resistance exercises. So I have my dumbbells, just doing like one plane exercises, getting my squats in, trying to get my sit-ups in. But as I realized I started to plateau, I said I needed to up my intensity. So I started to do more high intensity interval training. So I tried to put a whole lot in 30 minutes and touch a lot of muscle groups. So it's all about switching it up and then trying to push yourself a little bit harder. Once you realize that you begin to get comfortable with the exercise that you're doing, that's a sign to tell you, push yourself a little bit harder.
And my last question is, what recommendations would you give for the skinny guys like me who ain't trying to lose no weight?
For skinny guys like you, and you're comfortable with the weight that you're at right now.
Yeah, I'm comfortable, but I mean, I think the skinny guys like us, never's going to complain if a little bit of muscle comes on.
Right. So what I'd encourage persons like yourself, whether you're trying to gain a little bit of muscle or, like you said, maintain that slim, good built look, it's all about maintaining that equal balance between energy intake and energy expenditure. So right now, I know you're a little bit, Brother Minus, you work out on a regular basis. So for you, someone like you want to maintain that same workout. Someone like you don't need to step it up. You don't need to length it out no more. You just want to keep up with that good practices that you've been doing on a weekly basis. You want to avoid getting comfortable and complacent and starting to take in more food or making better decisions. But you just want to maintain what you're doing and keep it up. And don't let, now that you feel good, now that you look good, let that make you stop. You want to keep it going.
Good night, everyone. I have a question. Just to add, I think it was an awesome presentation so far. I really learned a lot from what you had to say. But my question is, what do you think about for brothers who want to lose weight? Would you recommend diet diet pills. I know they have all kind of pills out. They have the teas, they have the powders, they have all kind of different stuff out there. Saying that this will help you lose the weight. One, would you recommend that? And two, if you do recommend it, do you think that it should be long term, short term? Can you give me some information on that, please?
All right, so first I'd like to say nothing beats proper dieting and exercise. So what you want to do is be taking in the right type of foods, healthy foods, and you want to find that time to exercise. Now, as a worker at the Fitness Connection, I would like to say that we do sell a lot of fat burning pills, and I want to not confuse I don't want to confuse weight loss and fat burning. So we sell a lot of fat burning pills, and in my opinion, I feel like fat burning pills are a good addition to what you're already starting to do. It's going to add and give you that jump start, tell your body that we're on a jump start on what we're trying to do. I want to encourage people that if you feel like you don't take in enough protein, you might want to get a protein supplement to add to your diet, because like I said, when you work out, your body craves that protein. So I feel like supplements add to what you're trying to do, but nothing beats actually making the choices to bring down your calorie intake and increase your energy expenditure. And for person, I think that's the second part of your question. And for persons who looking to lose weight, what I'd encourage them, for my brothers who looking to lose weight, get a partner. Nothing better than find other people who is trying to work with you, encourage you and motivate you. Find someone else and just get it started tomorrow. There's no reason to wake up tomorrow and say, hey, we're not going to do 15 minutes of work just to get it started. Rodney, I see you have a question.
You let me know? All right, good. Yeah, I have a question, man. What about realistic timelines? I know a lot of persons on the weight loss journey tend to think, you know what, I'm gonna lose 20 pounds for my birthday. When's your birthday? May 10th. Like, bro, it's April. Like, what is the time frame or timeline, or if there even is one, in terms of expecting to lose weight?
All right, great question. Great question. So a lot of persons do come into my store and we have conversations where they feel like, hey, I need to lose weight in 2 weeks. I need to lose weight in 3 weeks. You know, everybody trying to get a summer body. But I like to encourage them that, hey, when you start working out, when you start dieting, that's a process. Because you don't want to lose bad weight like we were talking about earlier. We want to lose healthy weight. We want to burn fat cells. We want to burn fat. We don't want our body eating away at tissue or our organs or our muscles. We want to burn fat. So that's a process that's going to take 6 to 12 weeks to see noticeable, significant changes. Now, of course, like I said earlier, when you're dealing with a higher starting weight, you're definitely going to lose weight at a faster rate, because now your energy expenditure is going to be higher than someone like Brother Minus, who's a slim guy. So his basal metabolic rate is low, so it doesn't need to be that high. But as you lose weight, of course, your basal metabolic rate decreases, and then that's why persons start to hit those plateaus we were talking about earlier. So what I like to tell people is, don't really look so much for the weight loss. What you want to look for is the body changes. You want to look for how the clothes fitting. You want to look for if you're seeing some muscular formation. Muscles are heavier than fat. So when you start working out, especially for the guys, when you're working out, you pumping on the iron and you beating it bad in the gym, you're not going to see your results on the scale. Your results going to be in the mirror.
I one more question, nigga. Stop talking. So in terms of, because you actually segued to the last thing you said, in terms of guys, you tend to go for the vanity stuff first. But if you want to start your journey tomorrow, is there a particular type of thing? Do you try to get cardio more? Do you try to get like weightlifting more? Do you try to join a gym? Just go walking, go swimming? What would you suggest?
Me personally, what I would suggest is try to find a little bit of cardio, whether that be a vigorous walk. If you have a skipping rope, get a little bit of skipping rope, get a little routine. And again, like I'd say start off with a 15 to 20 minutes just to get your body used to it. I'd also say, yes, I just say when I say start tomorrow, I'd say try to touch some muscular groups, because that helps burn fat. So squats is very important. You got the thigh muscles, you got the hamstrings, you got the butt. What else the big muscles are? I say try to also with the cardio, try to find big muscle groups that you can work with some types of exercises similar to squats, jumping jacks, skipping rope, or a vigorous walk around your neighborhood. And try to give it at least 15 to 20 minutes.
Okay, I have a question. Is it easier? Well, this question was put in the chat. Is it easier to control healthy eating? Look at me.
Go ahead.
Is it easier to control? Is it easier to control healthy eating and activities during COVID? What about when things open back up? What advice would you give people when they are getting back into the 9-to-5 busy life but want a healthy lifestyle?
Good question. Again, and that's something I got to challenge myself as well. Once things open up a little bit more, there's going to be a lot more opportunities to eat at late in the night. Way worse options you're going to find after 10 o'clock in terms of finding food late in the night. You're going to get less rest because you're going to be, if your person's like some people we know, you're going to get less rest because you want to go out late in the night. So what I want to encourage people is to remember again what your motivations are. And then, so first I'll say, remember what your motivations are, why you're doing this, why this is important, why it's important to be healthy for your family and your friends. And then I'll also say, maybe you would want to look around adjusting, if you want to maintain this scene, what you're doing right now, adjust your schedule to avoid unhealthy situations. That's just a mental thing. I think that's just a straight up mental thing where you have to be determined and direct about making good decisions and putting yourself in the position to make good decisions. Like you can't say just for example, oh, I can't go buy one pizza home for the family. You know the family ain't gonna eat all that pizza, so 7 slices still gonna be in the fridge. You didn't make a good decision for yourself. Now you're gonna wake up at 2 in the morning and your brain's gonna tell you that pizza's there. So I'd say like small things like that, like actively, when you're in the food store, actively make good decisions. And I'd say the KFC and the Wendy's don't taste as good after you go off it for a while. That might be a lie, but like, honestly, you don't crave it no more. When you get into, and that's what I can say personally too, when you get into living a more healthier lifestyle, eating better, you realize you just become more energized, more energetic, you feel better, you move better, and nothing beats a healthier feeling. Like for me personally, I don't want to ever go back to where my knees hurting when I stand up or my back hurting when I pick up a box. So I feel like that's my motivation. I just want to share that with y'all on why I'm gonna be active on not trying to get back to that point.
Another question from the chat was, how, let me just get it right quick. How do you help a brother who's living an unhealthy lifestyle but not doing anything about it?
You definitely cannot make decisions for people. You definitely cannot make decisions for people. But what you can do is encourage them. I know, for me personally, I know who encouraged me. It was a couple of my coworkers on a daily basis. I knew I was feeling bad and I wanted to start working, but they used to see me too, and they heard my conversations. Oh man, I wish I could still do this. Oh man, I hurting to do this. I can't do this crossover no more. And so from talking to them and responding like kind, they actively keep coming to me. I know how you start yet. I know you get going yet. I know how you need me to help you. I know how you want to join me with this. And at that point now, they did all they can do. And it was on me to say, yes, I want to come. But I would say to encourage that brother. I like to say with Brother Taylor, me and him started around the same time and we encouraged each other. Yo, how much sit-ups you did this morning? How much push-ups you did this morning? Hey, you're looking good now. So like you want to keep encouraging each other because this is a group journey. We all want to be together because if we live a healthy lifestyle, all of us get to thrive in it together. I don't want to go to no funerals because someone was obese or someone had some health issues that could have been fixed today, but we decided to not talk about it or not work on it. So if you see a brother in need, it's on you to say something, and you just gotta hope that he responds.
Another question from the chat was by one of the brothers. They said, it is said that how do I lose belly fat? They've been working out for weeks, getting toned, but the belly is still hanging on.
Now I'd like to say to them, one, keep it up. keep it going. The belly, the fatty areas, the belly, the love handles, the thigh pieces, those are the last things to go. And I also say to them that someone told me when I was working out recently, one of the trainers told me, you don't get abs in the gym. You get abs by eating right. You get abs by making healthy eating choices. So what you want to do is make sure that you're doing what you need to do to burn that fat, whether that is more work, more intensity of your exercises, or less intake of calories. But it's about healthy choices as well as being persistent and keeping it going and understanding that those parts of your areas are the last things to lose. So I want to encourage you to keep it going. You soon gonna have that impact you're looking for. If you keep doing the things that you claim to be doing. As well, I would like to encourage that we have a lot of family members, I talk about Zetas and Sigmas, that do a lot of fitness and different group exercises, personal training, a lot of activities. You have the opportunity to grab a brother and say, let's go do that. If you, like you said earlier, I think someone asked in the chat, if you see a brother, grab him and say, hey, let's go to this other brother's event. It's happening all over. So again, there's a lot of options. It's really on you to make that choice, but ain't nothing wrong with encouraging.
All right, Brother Smith, your presentation was very good and timely. You are the beginning of what's to come in the future. And when I say that, social action, which is geared, part of it is geared toward health and wealth. We're going to, and I'm glad Brother Donovan Roll is on this call. I've already spoken to him. I've already spoken to Brother Nate McKinney. And by default, you on it too. We are,
no problem.
What we have decided to do was a lot of brothers need help. And COVID is not no excuse. We need help with diet. We need help with exercise. Part of what we're going to do is exercise for brothers. For example, Brother Donovan Roll has already agreed to set aside a day convenient on his schedule and most brothers' schedule where we're going to do a workout session. Probably by then we auto have space in the yard or some area. And based on the comments and inquiries today, I'm going to put a challenge towards you to help brothers who need help with their diet. Any brother who reaches out to you, help them with their diet. Say, hey, I need help with my diet. This is what I can give you to assist you what you should eat, month, day, a week, 7 days. In addition to the exercises will be in person with Brother Donovan. They will be on Zoom because we make time and do everything for everything else except for our health. If we take care of our health, a lot of things would be easier for us. Because I know a lot of brothers in here have a lot of belly fat. And you could tell by some of the names in here, we need plenty help. So I was just led to start it. If you want it, brothers, we are here. You could be in any part of the world. I see Chip. He isn't even here, but he may log on to do one of the sessions we have one of these nights, maybe for an hour. So we're going to start it. We're going to see what's the response. And I'm open for all suggestions and inputs, but I want us to get healthy because a lot of us, for example, have underlying issues that could be cured just by changing our diet. And for some of us who are reluctant to get the vaccine because of our diet, any other thing. So let's look more positively in that area. So I'm putting that towards you, Brother Smith. I know a few fellas are going to call you.
Yeah, definitely reach out. I want you to reach out. Like I said, I'm a part of this journey as well. And the more the merrier. We all can encourage each other to reach these goals we're trying to reach, as well as to live the healthy lifestyle that we want. So I definitely want to encourage you to hit me up. You know I always in the group. I think if you need to find my number, any one of these brothers have it. And I want to thank you guys. Before we go, I want to thank you guys just for allowing me to do this. Y'all know my journey. That's why I was happy that a lot of the brothers that I know personally are in here as well. Y'all know my journey, and like I said, it was just a decision to say, hey, I don't like where I'm going, and I know what I want to have in the future, so I had to make a change.
I see we have Brother Donovan Rohan is up for a question.
Go ahead.
Thank you, Nate. I just wondered if I could say a few words. I didn't really have a question, if that's all right.
Nope, no problem. Go ahead.
Sorry, I'm stuffing my face at the same time, too. Sorry, I didn't know you guys were gone now. So, let me chew. First of all, I joined the meeting late. But before I joined, I have to congratulate you. Can I still call you Snuff, but like you doing things now, but can I still call you Snuff?
We gonna change it to Brother Smith soon.
I for real, like Brother Smith, no. You did a masterful job. Like you were on it. The people asked the questions, you were on it. You brought the energy, and you were clearly in your comfort zone. You clearly have a mastery of the subject matter you're talking about. So I want to congratulate you on that in this instance for what happened today. I also want to congratulate you for taking your health journey serious. I remember where Snuff came from. Then one time it's like, that's just weed, get him like that, man. You know? But let's talk sense. We all said that. We all said that's a hard life, but no, right. So congratulate you on making the decision to start, because many people don't do that. And then your consistency is to be admired. Now you're in the field trying to help others. So I just have to applaud you on that. And moving forward, brothers, you need to take your health seriously. Brother Smith talked about 6 to 12 weeks, you can see a difference. When's the last time you committed to that? When you pledged, you committed that time though. So I don't understand why you can't commit that for you. You committed that to a brother that you wasn't even sure what you was getting into for you. You only saw the packaging and thought that's what you were getting. But you live with you every day. Make the commitment to you. We here for you. Many of us here for you. I'm ready when you're ready, Brother Barnaby. We don't have to say a time which is convenient for everyone. You set the time, and we can make the time. All right, so just set it. We can make it happen, man. Good job, Snuff. Good job seeing some of you guys. What up, Chip?
Thank you.
All right, I got it.
All right, we have any more questions, any more comments?
I see Brother Monpetit has a question.
Go ahead, John.
Yeah, I know. I don't have a question, but it's just a suggestion. You know, like everyone said, it was pretty good. You did a pretty good job, Brother Smith. Just a suggestion, maybe like on a Saturday, early Saturday morning or so, a couple brothers I know is run as well. Maybe we can go walking or running just to start it off. We can do it early Saturday mornings, you know, before the sun come up and really beach it on. We can easily meet somewhere and pick a route, and then we could just go walking or slow jog, just start it off and keep each other accountable as best as possible. So that's just my little suggestion.
It's a good suggestion, John. Good suggestion. We can make it. We're gonna make it happen.
Yeah, I think like not already on point, but we definitely gonna find a way to put something together consistently that we all can come together. Like I said, I want all of us to encourage each other, and like we are men and important men. So I know it's very, very important for us to maintain our health for the future. So I hope that we can put something together that's going to be very, very, not just a one-time thing, a consistent thing on a regular basis.
Any more questions? Any more comments? All right, well, we'll have a vote of thanks done by Brother Rodney Van.
Thank you, man, Brother Knott, and thank you all for even being on the call. But more importantly, again, I echo the sentiments everybody said. Anwar, great presentation, great stuff for you, man. It's a lovely thing to watch your journey. And thank you for not being selfish in your journey and allowing us to share this journey with you. And I personally too look to be foot to foot with you through this journey because health is very important. Not great job again with this. We talk about mental health, we talk about spiritual health, now we talk about physical health. I look forward to the next installment of this. Brothers, be safe. Just a shameless plug, the state conference is coming up. We have a next brother event tomorrow with Brother Gene and Brother Ozzy. I'm heading that, and then Saturday's the state conference. Make sure you register for the conference, and let's continue to do the work of Sigma in and throughout what we do. You ain't gotta drive nowhere, but be safe in all you do, gents, and just give your love to the family. What you, brother, man?